along to meet us there.
Welcome back to the MotorFab YouTube channel. Very exciting news today. Aussie Rivals Day, our event that we put on in 2019. It was a huge success. Everyone had an awesome day. It was awesome. It's back on again. I won't bog you down with details, but it's May 29th, Saturday. It's a Saturday. What that does mean for the channel is the big junkyard Monaro is finally going to get that big FU of 300 shot of nitrous jammed down its throat and see what happens to that poor old ball Warner on that day. That's why I've been saving it, because I didn't want to just have it a test and tune. I'd rather do it at our big Aussie Rivals Day and have some fun with it. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. It's going to be good fun. It's going to be an awesome day. If you want any details on the event, check out either the MotorFab Facebook page or my Instagram, or I think there's details on the tickets are for sale on the MotorFab website. So plenty of ways you can find out more about that. Check that out. Lots of cool things happening with the event, as well as the junkyard Monaro is going to go down the track or break on the start line, one of the two. We will see. Today we're working on, where is it? A Torana. And I'll show you, I've been a bit slack, but I'll get you up to date with where I'm at with that. So that's cool. And we've got some really cool new merch coming out, some funky stuff. So yeah, we'll get back into that a bit more soon. What else is happening? Boom, we hit 5,000 subscribers finally. We rocketed to like 4,995, and then it took like forever to go to 5,000. So yeah, but we broke through the barrier. We're off again, off and running. So yeah, please, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, like and subscribe. I won't wear you out with my gibberish. Let's just get into some building cars, racing cars, breaking shit, having fun. Enjoy the episode. Rightio, here we go. Last time we left off, we were doing the trans tunnel. We went into a little bit of detail about the full-length setup. We had to change the plates, which we've done. Made those. This episode, you're going to see me turn a big block of billet aluminium into some funky shock mounts. Yeah, it was a lot of work. Next time, I'll just draw them up in 3D and get them CNC machined, because but sometimes it's good to make one first, or two in this case, and see how they work and fit before you go developing something and then it it didn't quite work out the way you wanted. So that's why I do it that way sometimes. You saw the white piece a few episodes ago. So there you go, rear end is all in. We're just waiting on our new anti-roll bar to go up there now, and there's a couple of bars that'll go from there up, and a couple more bars in the back here, and that is it. Chassis done. We can rip the body off, finish welding it all up, and then put it back together. Sheet in, you got all the steel panels that are going to go in for the SFI stuff. We've got a whole heap of sheet metal to make the firewall fit to the chassis again. And then that's it. We'll start on the pipe work and plumbing of the engine setup. So yeah, and then there's a whole heap of work to make the fiberglass front clip work. We're getting to that. But yeah, it's all happening slowly but surely. So I'm really excited to have the rear end all in there. That's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And yeah, because the chassis something I've designed and the rear end something I've designed. So it's all, yeah, I'm very confident it's going to work well, but there's still always that nervousness or something you've done is a bit different. Will it work? Hopefully. So there you go, let's get into it. Right, so we're dealing with our upper shock mounting out, and you can see it's got this little bracket. Now they're 5mm thick, they're quite thick, but I have ripped shock brackets off before because when you make a lot of power and you're trying to extend really hard, you rip this away. So, and it doesn't hurt the bracket. What happens is it cracks the chrome all the way around it. So rather than trying to make a big bracket, which it's only got to start in one little spot and it'll crack it through anyway, what we're going to do here is we're going to notch another piece of tube to go across. I can't hold it in right yet because it's not notched. To go across there, and then we're going to flatten the bottom so that this will first be welded to here, and then where the other tube comes down around here and it's flattened, it'll weld to the cross tube as well. So 2 separate welds, 2 totally separate pieces of material. It's very difficult without using any more steel because you've got to put the cross piece in anyway. So we're keeping it nice and light because we're not making this huge big bracket along here, and we want obviously to get the shock up as high and tight to the rail as we can. So it's just about keeping it lightweight, keeping it strong. And then you got 2 different intersecting welds, so it'd be very rare that it would crack both of them. So we'll notch this piece up, put it in. Right, so I've notched my tube between the 2, and then you see here, obviously this we're trying to hold to here. It's just tacked in for the moment. So I'm gonna cut straight along there, and then this will slide up. So part of this tube will section neatly over this bracket. So the bracket will be first welded before we put it in to here, to this main rail. And then this tube will go over top, and then the bracket will also weld to that. It's welded to 2 different pieces. It's got no way in the world it can come out. So nice, probably the lightest way we can do it, I reckon. Let's do it. So there you go, that's our bar. Yeah, maybe you can see better on this side. The weld will pick up the plate. The plate's welded to that tube. It's all notched in, nice and tidy, neat, strong. I'm really happy with it. Looks good. It's going to be very strong, very functional. So there we go. We'll wait till we've got it, pull the body off and roll the chassis upside down and weld all these things up. It'll be a lot easier than trying to go overhead in there with the diff in the way. So yeah, I'll weld all that stuff up at the end. There we go. So we're on to the next part. This bar here, I've just scalloped a notch out, cut a piece of tube, and we're going to weld the tube in there. This part here goes, we've got these holes in here, through there, both sides, and it's a brace goes under there, and I want it to run really tight really tight to that. So it runs under there. You'll see when I get it in there, to brace all the brackets together and brace the white piece track locator. Righto, so that's our bar, our brace, holds all these brackets in nice and true, and then, focus, I put little brackets off the bottom of here onto here, so then that ties that into there, makes it all very strong, very secure. So rear end is going to be super, super strong. And yeah, just about there is that anti-roll bar, and I can finish the whole rear end off, so I'm pretty excited about that. I've already got axles for it, I've already got a center for it, so that's good, making progress. Welcome back to another segment of comment responses. Here we go. I got carried away last time, I really dragged it out, so I'm gonna make it really freaking snappy today. We're just gonna get through a few. XDub101, he said Bird Dog's 99.1 now. Yes, he did. I also mentioned that on the channel. You would have seen the little bit on the screen. Well done to the guys down at Hall Ass Garage. Awesome effort. They certainly wound that big Falcon up. It was pretty cool to see. So awesome channel, love it. And yeah, I honestly don't think the poor old Monaro. Sorry, my laptop's about to die, so I've got to get through the snappy. I don't think the poor old Monaro with a little 235 tyre and a stock 1987 Silverado bottom end can take enough nitrous to run 9.1s, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, I was very shocked if it went that fast. But anyway, next comment. Any news on the Hktg front ends, Luke? A lot of guys got it sort of out there a little while ago, a few years ago, that I was building a really cool front end for the Ktgs, all aluminium. It is very cool. The business has expanded greatly. Obviously much bigger premises, more than double the staff. I've had so much going on with the growth of the business that I really have not had a chance to get back into developing the parts that I was partway through, but that is the plan. We've got a lot of new staff, a lot of people in training. to get, familiar and comfortable in their roles. And once they do, I can sort of get back into R&D and development of new products a lot more than my current role of managing all of the company. So, I'm not going to put a time frame on it because these things can really blow out. But there is still development happening. As close as accurate as I can answer that one. Comment was from Town and Country Ceramic Tiling. Glenn Mann, he said Scotty might put the Travalo in. It ran 10s not long ago. I think it did actually. I didn't see it, but I hope so. I hope Street Machine do something to get involved with the YouTuber build off. But I haven't heard anything. I'm not too sure what they're doing. Matthew Rosendale said, "Hey mate, what's your best street race story and your coolest street car?" I don't street race. So a bit tricky. Got to answer the question though, don't we? I'm going to go back to a really, really, really long time ago. It's a sort of street race I remember actually because it didn't end so well. I used to have a 1968 Hktg GDS Monaro with a small block Chevy and a powerglide when I was young, 20, 21 or something. And I did a lot of street racing in it, a lot. Because that's a long time ago now, so I can say that. Anyway, a particular night, we had done a lot of street racing and we're actually cruising through Broadbeach near Surfers Paradise there. Just cruising around, just looking for trouble probably. And I pulled up at lights beside I think it was like a Barina or a Suzuki Swift or something, and it was a car full of girls. And at that time, Big Brother, the first episode of Big Brother was like a massive, massive thing. And back in those days, we used to film a lot of our street racing on those big old cameras that used to like stick the tape in the side. It was pretty cool, VHS. We filmed it, and we were filming stuff. It was pretty cool. And this car pulled up beside us, and the girls in the car beside us, as soon as I saw the camera, they went nuts. And one of them took her pants off, and she had the Sarah Marie Big Brother bunny ears on. She was doing Sarah Marie from Big Brother used to do this bum dance well before twerking. And she actually put a bum out the window of the car and did the Sarah Marie bum dance out the window of the car. And it was hilarious. And we filmed it all. Thought that was really cool. And the girls were all shouting out, give it to it, because the Monaro was quite noisy. And so I did. And it was a detective car right behind me, and they followed us around for a bit and then dragged us out the window of the car and jammed our faces into the ground. And it was crazy. It was a full-on reaction to a very short stab on the gas. So we got in a heap of trouble, and it started out fun and it was cool at the start, and it ended really badly. So there you go, street racing story from way back. We didn't actually have a race involved. Where are we up to? So I lost my place. Trevor Smith said, "Can you possibly show the operation of your HQ rear slider spring traction bar setup on slow motion GoPro in action? Interested to see how well this works on the street doing daily driving. Cheers." That's a very broad one, Trevor Smith. I don't know if I'd be driving around daily driving with a GoPro under the back. I probably could. I don't have a HQ. A lot of our customers do. A HQ kit is very popular. The traction bar, slider, leaf spring arrangement, whether it's ours or our competitors, they all function the same. The concept, which I've gone through many times, of the energy of the tyre turning forward puts equal energy on the diff trying to rotate backwards, pushes the traction bar, pushes the stopper, which creates separation, which pushes the tyre to the ground. It's the same across all of the setups. Where our setup is different, obviously, we try to provide a quality product you're going to be in your car for many decades to come, because we powder coat everything, we TIG weld everything, we get a lot of billet components in our setup, whereas where we sort of go leaps and bounds ahead of the competition in that respect. And the advantage of, we're a little bit different. We've got some rollarized setups and stuff, which we don't show too much because a lot of unique ways of done things have been copied very quickly. So we try to keep a few little things for a customer to be surprised and be like, wow, that's really cool when they get the kit. And we can't show everything off because there is, a lot of it gets used and abused, and people try to make their own stuff like that. But which I'm all for. But the why we do all those little extra bushings and bearings and stuff like that is because the freer you can get that set up, the less bind it has, the nicer it'll activate and the better it'll work. So whether you're going to see that in the GoPro and slow-mo, I don't know, but I know what you're probably getting at. Because I actually do all my power management tuning in my ute we video the separation, we video all that sort of stuff, and then we've tuned to what the car's actually doing in the video, and we slow it right down, like frame by frame. And it's probably more than a whole episode for me to get into that, but we'll see. Keep watching the channel and you'll get to see bits and pieces of that. So that's it for this week. I've put a time limit on it this week, so it can't blow out. So there you go. Comments with Luke. Hope you enjoyed the comments. See you next week. Maybe the week after. We'll see.